really good money for a product that I put out. And they did not pay me good money in order to miss on GE Healthcare. They paid me to get it right. And they deserve that.
Understood.
So they also, by the way, deserve that me say I screwed up, because I can't do it. I can't say he screwed up. They don't care. And they have a right not to care, because it's my job to do it right, not their job. There, okay, there's my epistle. That's
we can run that tape now whenever one of your stocks goes down, and then we can save ourselves some time. You want to talk Samsung, guys? I mean, it is one of the more important companies in the world's economy.
Sure.
With chips and phones, obviously pretty important to South Korea, and had earnings that were far above at least what it
that was
recorded a year. It was a blowout. Yeah.
Line by line, that was a good blowout.
It was. And they may be benefiting a bit as well from the weakness of the Korean won against major currencies, but overall a very strong quarter. Jim, not sure what it portends when it comes to either chips or phones or anything else.
No, it's not clear that what the exact. I said the same thing. Who's it? Well, who else does it read through? Do you go with Skyworks? I mean, NXPI is auto. That's not what you go with. We know that Micron's doing very well.
And memory did return to profitability for
and
Samsung
Micron's
as
been
well.
Sensational. So I felt go by Micron. It's obviously that this is a business that's gotten much better. MU.
Yeah.
And I thought this Sanjay Mehrotra, I think he's doing a fantastic job. The stock's only up 45 cents. I would be buying that off of Samsung right here. That was a very good.
We also didn't mention Huawei profit up sixfold. And speaking of which, Citi does cut Apple to 210, trims it by about $10. But the strength of their smartphones in China, Jim, appears to be real. Huawei's.
I'm with Tony Saganegi.
You are.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm definitely with him. See, he liked it. He cut his price target to 175. Oh no, that was when there was the 3-for-1 split 7 years ago. Make that 6. That was a critical, mean comment.
It was. I'm just letting it go. You got a thing for him. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Look, his numbers have always been right. It's direction that's been wrong.
Yeah.
By the way, these
Apple shares were up sharply yesterday on that upgrade from Bernstein that we're referring to.
They're up a couple
percent. How much Tony Saganagi, and down a bit today. Guys, I'm going to talk Paramount. I also want to talk NBA. Let's start off with Paramount, of course, a company I've followed closely, and its CEO I've interviewed I don't even know how many times, no longer. Bob Bakish says goodbye, as had been anticipated, at least based on reporting we got late last week from a number of outlets. Told you yesterday would be announced after the close. It was, along with earnings. And now they've got a troika running Paramount. Can't really recall that many successful companies that were run by a troika of executives. It's not the typical thing you go with when you're sort of looking for true success, but that's where they stand right now. They got 3 different guys running Paramount. Obviously, all oversee different parts of the company that they have been overseeing prior to Mr. Bakish's departure. It's hard when you got the wind in your face. It's, everybody looks like a hero when they got the wind at your back. But man, I mean, he has had it. That is Bob Bakish, certainly the entire tenure in terms of trying to navigate.
What was the Showtime?
Streaming. Well, you're referring to the fact that they may have had significant bids for Showtime, but he chose to roll it in terms of their overall streaming plan as opposed to selling it and potentially garnering a significant return, something that, yes, in the press at least, not my reporting, has played out in terms of some tension between him and control shareholder Shari Redstone. Cutting the dividend didn't help in terms of at least her reaction to that. And then his or at least the way that some have said they have gone about trying to slow this process that is underway between Skydance and Paramount may have contributed to his exit. There's so much on all sides of this, but he's out. They got 3 people running the company, and if you're the special committee trying to decide between a Skydance deal and the status quo, well, my sense is the status quo just went down a bit in overall value because, Jim, I don't really recall a lot of success when you have 3 people running a company.
I'm trying to remember when. No, there was a franchise that was very good when I was growing up. It was called The Three Stooges. It lasted forever. And by the way, as soon as, don't forget, when Shemp left, they had Joe ready on hand.
As for where things stand in terms of these continued negotiations between the special committee and Skydance, they continue to make what is some progress, but I will tell you, having sort of gotten a sense from both sides, The Skydance side certainly will look at the current potential status quo and say, listen, we came up, we have a $3 billion pipe, we're going to be paying a premium for some percentage of stock held by the B holders, a control premium, and we're going to, when we do the exchange ratio for buying Skydance, we're going to assume a far higher stock price for Paramount than is currently the case. So we're doing what you wanted, and now we're more or less done. You got a charter renegotiation standing out there. It could be a real risk, although I am hearing at least it could. Some are saying it could end up better than be as anticipated. We'll see. And you've got the prospect again of this three-headed, this Hydra running the company,
we're all
which is not
concerned about
particularly
that,
good. So will Skydance come up even from here? I'm still hearing there's a gap. And does it mean that they don't get there? I don't know. I just don't know at this point. Exclusivity expires on Friday. That may or may not be important because you can continue to negotiate after that. Will Sony put in a letter of some kind that offers real granularity in terms of what it wants to offer along with its partner Apollo? Nothing yet, but that could be in the
How about
outlook.
the basketball? Can you give us the basketball?
Sure. On the NBA, different story entirely. There's a battle going on right now between Warner Brothers Discovery, which has the rights right now to the NBA, they're obviously TBS TNT, and our parent company Comcast. There is ESPN is done, 11-year deal. They'll have the finals. If that number is to be believed, it's a very high number. It may be one reason why Comcast shares are down a bit today. Another, you also can